Ron the man. Thank you for 6 months, dude. Jeez. Thanks, brother. How you been? What are you doing today? How's your weekend? How goes your content journey? It's always nice, the people from way back in the day, you know what I mean? I want that, the text-to-speech to be a little bit louder, so give me a second. The music is so good. I guess it's already up. What's up, Wes? Do you know that my Typhlosion is named after you? What's up, Miss Echo? What's up, Eon? What am I doing? What level is Quilava? It's close to evolving. I should go back and get Thunder Punch. How you guys been? I'm gonna keep Togepi on me, because I need its happiness to get raised. And I should probably catch a Ditto as well, so I can breed for another Eevee. Hold on, it's kind of laggy. Give me a second. Sometimes it does that. Sorry to hear that, man. Well, hopefully you can have fun with the rest of your day. Hanging out with us. Togetic is crazy good. I'm not sure. I don't know. Is it? Oh, you know what we should do? Should go activate the legendary beasts. Just so we can start running into them. It's gonna be fun tracking those guys down. Have I not gotten the bike yet? I'm so lazy sometimes. Like, I don't want to get the encounter, so I'll go the long way around so I can avoid this grass patch right here. Oh, Darn it, I'm just messing up. I put Paris away. I'm aware of the haircut thing, so we can do that for sure. But thank you for the reminder, because I'm aware of it in in general, but I forgot. And then I'm pretty sure I know where to catch a Ditto. I think it's just south of Goldenrod. I decided yesterday, like Wes, I don't think you were here much yesterday or at all, but I'm just gonna run through the game. Because I could try to go step by step and catch Pokemon in sequence, but I'm gonna run out of money. Yeah, Ditto's a 5% chance. I think that's worth it for now. I'd rather get a second Eevee so that I can have the happiness tickers going. Without deleting your main. That's funny, Echo. Oh. Oh, you're good, Wes. Wait, did I spend all my money? I mean, it's not a Typhlosion yet, because I'm pretty sure Quilava can't learn it. I think I spent all my money. Yeah. Alright, we'll come back. Do you guys think Pokemon music of the early generations on 8-bit is objectively good? Because I feel like it is. I feel like it's an I don't think it's just nostalgia. Wow, that was quick. There's a reason why they have millions of views, but you could say that that is a lot of people who grew up with the games. I'm playing devil's advocate. I think it's amazing. Thanks for reading the script today. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's got to be dramatic. Let's try a regular Pokeball. Maybe it doesn't like... Maybe it doesn't... Maybe it's a modest Ditto. God damn it, dude. The music was cool probably because the Game Boy Color could only produce 3 tones at once. All the music you could hear is technically quite simple but effective. Yeah. They don't hit the same as Heart Gold Soul Silver? Oh! I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Oh, dude, on, I realized, so people for my Final Fantasy video, they're like, hey, when you play the next one, can you use the old style, what do you call it, text? And I was like, sure. And then I found in there, you can listen to the old music too. Like, you can just set all the music to the original, like, NES version. I was like, whoa. And then I was like, I don't know now. Which one do I do? You rat bastard. I'd rather it just break out of the Pokeball in the first jiggle than the close one. It's good for intensity, though. This is crazy. Maybe I could hit it with, like, one Ember. What's up, Jazz? You thought it was a new shiny Quilava? No, it's just Ditto. It does look like it, and especially in the earlier gens, every shiny was purple or green, pretty much. How you doing, Jess? All right, I'm gonna do one more Great Ball, and then I'm gonna see if I can hit it with an Ember. It should survive. Okay, god damn it. You piece of shit. Oh, now I'm gonna miss. There we go. Okay. Ooh, that was a critical. I could probably get away with one more. Do I risk it? I think I do. Don't kill it. Yes, okay. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, I forgot to get the egg that he gave me. If it's shiny, if the egg is shiny, the odd egg, we'll play with whatever Pokemon it is, even if it's Magby. It shows intro and Ditto. Okay. All right. Manifest shiny Elekid. Heart Gold Soul Silver version of Lavender Town's theme. That is awesome. The Heart Gold Soul Silver mixes are great, but I just prefer the old school ones. I'll say I prefer the original, like even the structure of the original Lavender Town I prefer, because like it's more like joyful in the sequels. Sorry for the delay. We are decorating the Christmas tree. Oh, that's awesome. Did you get a real one, Ron? I do love Christmas. I saw people were... I think in my neighborhood, people wait until after... everybody kind of waits with bated breath after Halloween. Then they start putting up lights, because it was like the day after Halloween I started seeing lights. I was like, nice, dude. Warms my heart. Content Journey is good. I just hit 6K followers on Facebook for racing page. Super hyped about that. Great job, man. That's awesome. And I imagine it's probably like me. You're doing the exact, like, you love it, right? You love the content you're making? Yeah, I know. It's been a long time, bro. Yeah. Viridian Force is more joyful, too, for some reason. Yeah, I wonder... I don't know if it has anything to do with, like, oh, it sounds too ominous. It's like, yeah, well, it's okay to have that. I just saw a Bob Ross video where he was like, you gotta have, you know, darkness with the light, too. So you can appreciate the light moments. You gotta have dark moments like Lavender Town. Come on. There we go. All right. All right. Okay, so we got Eevee back. Not stats. No, it's... Can't think right now. Who had cut? Was it, Paris? Maybe I never taught anybody cut. No, I had to have to get through the forest. I don't know. I love the daycare couple charges you to pick up your Pokemon. Straight up ransom. You have to pay for daycare in real life. But yeah, they will withhold the Pokemon until you pay them. It's a lot of fun. I love making racing content. Slow motion action shots, GoPro, drone interviews, weekly edits for the track. A little bonus that the track pays me weekly to film the races. Dude, that's crazy. That's awesome. Yeah, my one buddy, like, because Meta... You know, they want people to use Reels more than TikTok. My one buddy he was also a dog handler like me, but he makes content around that. And they were Facebook was paying him just to upload. They're paying him like, you know, like $500 a month just to upload on Facebook. But still, it's like that pays a couple bills. Ooh, there's a... I should take advantage of this. And then how does... Remind me how this works. Like, can you catch multiple Pokemon? Or you can only catch one and it has to... Yeah, you only get to keep one. Jeez. Oh, that's dumb. You have to put all the Pokemon away. Wait, was he about to do it for me? Okay, that's fine. Cool. Facebook is all about reels. During the season, I wear GoPro on my head. Well, Ron, a lot of them, like me, people will be like, how do you get through these? How do you post like that, the edited videos? And it's like, well, I don't have kids. You have like real life responsibilities that I don't have. I didn't mean to throw that Pokeball. And then that's kind of the hardest part of like doing content full time is you have to build the audience first or figure out the algorithm. That little... I cannot believe he did that. Do I really not have... I can't use my items? That Paris... Oh my god. But anyway, the content thing is like... becoming profitable or at least breaking even so that you can do it full time. And then you start posting more and more content. To me, the short game, doing shorts, is just tough. Like, for me, like, I don't always love it. You know, in order to get any money from it, you gotta get so many views. This one guy, he was like a soccer channel. He bought a team in like Kenya, and he's like documenting the journey. It's kind of like Welcome to Wrexham, but this YouTuber, and he's doing it in for a Kenyan team. And it's cool because he breaks down all their expenses and like what they made on jersey sales, what they made on social media. And he had one on TikTok that had like almost 1 million views, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got $70 from that." And I was like, $70 for almost 1 million views? What is that? Wait. Oh, never mind. So dumb. That stupid Paris. How do you make money on shitposts? You made 90 bucks and got 1 million views. That's crazy. I'll say the kind of... I've been spooked in my last 2 uploads because my RPM, so for those wondering what that is, it's like how you get... For every 1,000 views, you get a cut of the ad revenue. And my RPM was actually higher than average. It was like $7 or $8. Apparently the norm is $5, like, for gaming content. Well, for like, my whole channel's monetized existence, it's been like $7 to $8, so I've been like, nice. I uploaded the Final Fantasy video. It was, the RPM was like $5, and I was like, okay. And I was kind of looking it up, and they claim, well, it depends on the game you're playing. I was like, okay. I mean, Final Fantasy is still pretty popular. My Fallout videos get the same as my Pokemon videos as far as RPM. So I was like, I don't know, maybe it's, I'm playing the old Final Fantasy, which made me think too. It's like, because you have the option to tag what game you're playing in the description of your videos. I'm sure you guys have seen that, where like when you're scrolling down on the video and it shows the actual game that they're playing and the date. I was like, okay, so if I would have never put that, would you have used it? Would you have not used it against me for what game I was playing or something? Or does the algorithm know I'm talking about Final Fantasy? So anyway, then I posted the Conquest video, which is doing great, and it had the same RPM as the Final Fantasy video. I was like, well, and it's easy to get like defensive because like apparently YouTube gives you a cut of the RPM because obviously they take their share, you get your share, and it's like, so, well, I mean, if you're giving me less, or the advertiser, whoa! Why is the Final Fantasy hating on the Final Fantasy? Why are they hating on the Final Fantasy franchise? Well, it's funny. I think you're right. Two, it's interesting seeing all the. I have a lot of people who love the series and liked the format of my video, and like they want to see someone play it for the first time and do the whole series. And so many people kept saying, they're like, there's such a drought of Final Fantasy content, but there's so many people that want to watch the content. And I was like, hey, I found a little niche. I keep getting lucky. So you know what? I'll bring the RPM back up. Scyther's really gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me, boys. I wonder if you don't get to participate, like if you faint in here. I wonder if they let you participate again. This will be... I'm doing this for science. Square Enix is doing a good job at hating on the series too. What's up? Oh. Oh, the bots. You know what's funny? Why Twitch is like, oh, they did a big sweep of bot accounts. I've had the same bots for 6 years. The same kind of thing, like very easily traceable. They even put a thing on it. Like right now I'm about to ban this person. It says, suspicious user. Like if you've already deemed them suspicious, why are you not taking care of them? Fucking Twitch is useless, dude. Well, I'm saying, Eon, I'm saying they claimed they did it. Wow, they actually make you... I could restart, because I didn't save before, but I'd have to do the Eevee thing all over again, and screw it. Twitch is ran by Neanderthals, yeah, pretty much. The fact that the same bot has every text correct, yeah. Or that they can't do a very simple algorithm that could, like, notice certain behaviors of pattern of what they post. Or, that's the thing, on my end, it already said, this user looks suspicious, be careful. Then why the fuck are they here? What are you doing, Twitch? A corporation lies when it suits them. Yeah. Like, okay, I know what the answer is. The answer is what a lot of social media companies do, like when, Twitter was doing, was bots make them look like they have tons of engagement and views and impressions. And as far as they're concerned, why would they want to spill the beans on that? They want advertisers to pay more. If they can say, look, advertisers, we have so many views and impressions, and it's like half of them are bots. Like, there's always Thursday, yeah. Wes, what you were saying earlier about the butt catching contest. So if let's say I caught a pincer, I caught a scyther, if I caught those, I could only register and keep one, but the rest of them are registered for the Pokedex, though. Someone's excited for the Fallout 3 remake. I mean, I'll play it. I think it's because I post mainly short form video, 31 minute. Either way, it's money I didn't have before and boosted my followers. Facebook is really good about promoting stuff of people who are consistent when posting. But I use Opus Clip to clip my GoPro stuff. Use that to post TikTok and YouTube, and use Facebook Meta Dashboard to post Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, Richero. Okay. Got you, Wes. Fallout 3 Remaster gives way to New Vegas Remaster. I would disagree with you if the sale never happened, but I agree with you. Clearly, interest in Fallout New Vegas is like exponentially larger than Fallout 3. There is people that love Fallout 3. I like Fallout 3. But clearly, there is huge interest in a Fallout New Vegas Remaster. But good old Todd likely would have not wanted it to happen. Thank you, Richero. Yeah, they never made... Silver was the end of an era. People are like, I like having friendly rivals. Like, I don't mind it as, like, if you broke it up. But it's, like, only been, like, friendly rivals. And it feels like they only get friendlier. Like, eventually, like, they're your friend. Then they're, like, your family. Then they're, like, gonna be your clone. Then it's just gonna be no rival. They're not gonna call them rival anymore. They're gonna call them friends. I don't think they changed anything about Fallout 3 when they have the chance to add RPG mechanics or improve areas similar to Oblivion. Fuck no, they won't, dude. It's gonna be just like Oblivion. It lost to you when the G3 rifle was weaker than the Chinese AK-47. It's un-American. If you like friendly rifles, you're a normie, get away from me. I'm fine, like, if it's every now and again. So I didn't watch a lot of the anime, but I would see clips throughout the years of who is the rival in Gen 4 for Ash. Where, like, he wasn't, like, as mean as, like, Gary, but he was just so good that was, like, and he was so dismissive. I kind of like that. I was like, do a rival like that, where they don't have to be, like, over-the-top mean, but they're just so good, they just look at you as, like, pathetic. I kind of like that. Paul, yeah. Ball 3 lost me when the C96 Mauser was about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop. What are you talking about? How do you know what that tastes like? What's up, Alexander? It went from rival to life coach in terms of progression of who you encountered in the stories, right? And I'm just saying, like, and I don't even think it's a generational thing. It's like, kids kind of don't know what they're missing, maybe. But, like, there's something about when your rival is actually, like, a rival that makes you, so, like, the battles are so intense and, like, you don't want to lose to him because it's embarrassing. And it's like, to this day, when I battle Silver or Blue, it evokes that emotion from me. I'm like, you little weasel, I'm gonna beat you. The dude was evil, emotion abused his Chimchar and his other mons to beat it down whenever it failed. Eventually he released it and Ash checked it in. I didn't know that part. I just meant, like, in the clips that I saw, because I never, like, I stopped watching the anime around Johto. So I don't really know anything. I would just see Paul in clips and it was just, I think the one I saw was, like, where he beat Ash or something and he was just, like, he wasn't, like, hollering at him and levying insults. He was just like, you're just not good. Like, you're not even that good. And I was like, oh. And also the gun from Fallout 1, Resident Evil 4. It's sight with him. Alright, so the plan with the legendary dogs, by the way, is, we're going to use the Master Ball on Raikou or Entei in this version, and then when we have to play Gold or Silver, I'll use the Master Ball I get from there and either catch a legendary beast over there, but more likely send over a Pokemon holding the Master Ball to this version. Yeah, that's probably smarter. And then I'll catch them, and we don't have to chase them down. Or we have to chase them down, but we don't have to, like, risk them fainting or anything. Or running away from us. What's up, Mr. Lily? How you doing? It's me, Lilybeth. My username makes no sense. Yeah. It's Mr. Lily. How you been, Lilybeth? How are the children? This is so interesting since I've never played these games. Only red and blue and yellow. Oh, nice. Yeah. These are the sequels that came just after that. And there was a... If you think, oh, this looks so much different than red, blue, and yellow, those were Game Boy games. These were Game Boy Color games. And, like, the leap was pretty wild. I was talking yesterday about how my girlfriend is playing blue version right now. And I put Gen 2 and 3 on her Steam Deck as emulators because she, unfortunately... She's playing so authentically. She's using my blue cartridge on a Game Boy SP, and she, like, knocked it a little bit and the game froze. So I was like, and she doesn't like how you can't, like, close it like a DS and the game is paused. And she gets the idea. She's going to finish out blue on the cartridge. But I said, hey, you know, for the next one, let's do, I'll just put the ROMs on your Steam Deck. And then I kind of showed her the intro to Crystal, and she's like, this was the game that came out after? I was like, yeah, I know, right? Because she was so impressed with the visuals. And then on the Steam Deck, you can just hit the power button like you could on like a DS or something, and then it'll just come back up. So I was like, you should still be in the habit of saving, because if your Steam Deck dies and you didn't save, it's not going to save. So make sure you're still saving, but on short breaks, you can just turn off the Steam Deck. It'll be fine. Flame wheel. I just picked any of the username they had available. I have the day off for Veterans Day, so I'm just chilling at home. Nice. The cloning technique. Kimoni. I don't use prequel techniques. I have to play Crystal. I've been so busy with work. Is it any different than Gold and Silver with gameplay? Yes, it is. The biggest difference is that there's like a storyline with Suicune, which is why it's on the cover of the game. And you're kind of like chasing down Suicune, and there's a guy named Yucine who is like fascinated with Suicune, and you kind of encounter Suicune throughout the game. And eventually you get to battle Suicune rather than try to catch it through a random encounter. And that's the major difference. Aside from that, there's the first ever battle tower, and there's some roster changes. Like famously, you can't catch Mareep in Crystal, which people are very upset by. What's up, Final Blue? Where you been? I also decided I might mix the Final Fantasy video, the Final Fantasy 2 video. I might start streaming it, because I don't know if even if I wanted to do this as fast as I could, if I even could, due to things like the Pokemon catching contest, how long it would take to catch the roaming Pokemon. We have to wait at least till Friday to get Lapras. Because I was, well, hold on, no I don't. I could trade it from... I don't know, I'm weird. I want to do certain things, even though, like, so on my yellow version for that video, if you guys have seen the first one, I still have it, and I still have the Pokemon. So, and you're going to need it to complete the Pokedex in Gen 2. But, when it comes to things like Lapras, I kind of want to showcase that for people, like, look at people in chat who haven't played Crystal. I kind of want to showcase catching, you know, Lapras in Union Cave on Fridays, because that's a pretty unique experience to Crystal. Even though I could trade it from yellow version. So there's certain things I'm fine with, like, we don't need to, like, I don't need to have certain things on footage, like, I don't think it's important, but there's other things like Lapras, I'm like, I want to show this. I did notice that, Echo, and it's funny, because, people just love incorrecting me on my Crystal video where I said that. I was like, oh, his name is, an anagram of, Suicune, and then on the bottom of the video I put a note. I said it's supposed to be an anagram, but due to translation errors, it didn't make a full anagram, but it was supposed to be. And people are probably not looking at the screen, but they'll get in the comments like, you don't know what an anagram is. It's like, okay, clearly I do, because I put a note on the screen. And secondly, like, even if I didn't put the note on the screen, it is one letter off. It is clearly an anagram. Or it was attempting to be one. Like, people are so funny, dude. All my homies love catching Lapras on Friday. Did you ever notice? I already read that. Been busy with work and life in general. Also, just finished watching the PlayStation State of Play and sad that there's no Kingdom Hearts news. What's next for Kingdom Hearts? I don't know that series at all. And I'll probably have to play it after I finish the Final Fantasy series. Oh, I have an update. So some people were asking like, oh, are you gonna do Final Fantasy 11 and 14? You know, those are MMOs, but people love like both of those. And I was like, I don't really know. I'm not like an MMO guy. I don't know how I would do that video. But I have people who are like really willing to help me. And then my brother said he'd play them with me. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. You know, Pokemon fans can't read, fair enough. I'm still on the fence about doing the MMOs, but we'll see. Actually, an anagram uses all the letters, duh, yeah. One of my favorite ones was somebody... I did accidentally say Pokemans, or I said Pokemon. I said Pokemons with an S, but it was like minute 27 of like a 30-minute video, and I had said Pokemon as plural throughout the whole video. But it just, you know, I was just reading the script a little bit too fast. It was like super late in the video, and somebody timestamped it. It's like, actually, it's not Pokemons. Pokemon is already plural. And then I went back just for my own curiosity, because probably autism. I watched through my own video again, and I said Pokemon as plural like 8 times. I'm like, funny how you're so hyper aware of this time I said it wrong after 8 times of saying it correctly, and you really think I need to be educated on saying it correctly. Like, people, it's the internet. I'll get all the complaining out right now, guys, and we're gonna have a good positive time. Be happy! I love Mareep. Having a crystal cartridge is a gem. They are so expensive online. I wanted one as a kid, but having my gold version stolen, my mom said no. I remember you telling me about your stuff getting stolen. It is crazy to me that the old carts are so expensive, because I have my actual original carts, but they're all beat up, and I don't really like messing with them because they're like treasures now. But then I bought like, these are authentic carts, but I bought them from a really great seller like 10 years ago. Authentic carts, they just needed batteries replaced. Anyway, I bought like all Generation 1 and all Generation 2 for like $60 total. Lily, will I be doing Final Fantasy VII? Girl, please. Yes. The first video is already doing much better than I thought it would have, because but in my mind I said, I don't care how the first, like, the retro Final Fantasies do. I want to at least do 6 and 7, because I know that those are so popular, and I know that they're great games, because people I trust like them a lot. And I figure I'll make, just like my Pokemon videos when I first started my channel, I'll give people something to watch if they find me through the Final Fantasy 6 and 7 videos. Then they'll go, oh, I know who this person is, maybe I'll watch his other videos on Final Fantasy. But the Final Fantasy 1 video is doing so great, I'm like, awesome. Like, and I was trying to be mentally prepared for it to do awful and just invest in a library for the future, but it did great, so I'm pretty excited to keep doing them. So absolutely, the answer is yes, I'm doing but I'm going to do it in order of Japanese release. So I'm going to play Final Fantasy 2, the actual Final Fantasy 2 that came out in Japan, which is great because the Pixel remasters do them in that order. Some people just want to comment, for sure. And look, I complain, but like I definitely think being a YouTuber has given me insight that I wouldn't have normally had. So like I'm not as like overly critical, but I've made the comments before. Like I'm just on the other side of it now, is all. The problem with MMOs is you'd have to invest a ton of time into them, which to me is a sunken cost fallacy for them to maybe only be good at a certain point. I think you make a great... I totally agree with you. And, look, after the era of LAN parties, where you're with your homies, playing, eating copious amounts of pizza and drinking Mountain Dew, no life responsibilities because I was in high school. After the era of LAN parties, I've just not really been into multiplayer gaming like ever. Like I like having this is about as much interaction as I like when I'm playing games, like chatting with you guys. Like gaming with somebody else, I just like like for example, if I get off stream tonight, if I stream for X amount of hours, say I want to play, but I'll play Crystal, I'll put it in my SP and play in bed before I go to bed. I can do that. Like with an MMO, I have to like stay at my computer and like keep playing, and I have to play with people. It's designed that way. Modern MMOs is all about you got to continue to play even after you pay a subscription. It's just not that interesting to me. You just do it on purpose and mispronounce shit and rage bait them. Yeah, I think Eon Kane is one of the people who talks about how, hey, that's free interaction. I'm like, you know what? You think with a better YouTuber mind than I do. I don't know if the batteries I got were garbage, but they had been replaced. My Pokemon Silver. I'm gonna lose this fucking battle, by the way. It's so annoying. And I don't know if I saved. I should have saved because now my my Pokemon dying is gonna have their happiness. I have all these happy Pokemon that are gonna die now. I guess I had an awakening. I just was too lazy to use it. No revives. Oh god. Okay, Togepi. I feel like MMOs are impossible to play once you have responsibilities. I see that. I don't know. I still like dead multiplayer games that have a total population like 24 people over 2 servers. Being a dad and having a full-time job, I have 0 time to play such time commitment. I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I do this full time, and I don't even think I have enough time to do it, because the way, I don't know, I just like moving on to the next game once I get my fill, you know? I feel like I'd have to be like, I'd specifically have to make content on that MMO for that to be feasible, you know? And I think what people, the people who are suggesting it to me, they love those games, and they get a lot out of them, or I know, especially with Final Fantasy XIV, they add so much story, and there's like cutscenes, and there's whole arcs, you know? I think they want people to be aware of that, and they want to see that showcase, and maybe they like the YouTuber, and they want them to, hey, you should experience this, because I had so much fun doing it myself. It's just not always conducive. You just subscribe to my other YouTube. You have a big following? Yeah, man. Thank you. Yep, we're growing. It's not something I'll like be sad about if it doesn't happen, but I'm gonna try to do 25,000 subs before the end of the year, and I think I'll get there. But I'm not gonna be disappointed, because I'm not gonna rush anything either. I think I'm to the point now where I'm growing healthily enough. AdSense is good enough, because the big thing I just wanted to break even. Like, I don't need to make a lot of money, but I wanted to break even in my early stages, so I don't have to eat into any other of my stuff. And I've broken even, and I am actually making a little bit of money, a little bit. And that relieves so much pressure from making, like, oh my gosh, like every video I want it to be so good, because I want to keep growing. I want this to be real. But I'm already like past that point. So I feel like I can like kind of slow down, take my time. When I first started this, I don't know if you guys, I think Wes would remember. There was a point I posted like 2 videos in 1 week. I did it like Pokemon Snap and Ocarina of Time or something like 1 week. I was like, I look back on that now, I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, don't do that anymore. My older brother played Final Fantasy VII. I remember watching him play the entire game on a small CTR TV. Loved it. I remember him being so upset during that one scene with Aerith. So, sorry if I read that to people who don't know what that means. I know there's a great story, but I'm at the point where I'd rather watch a synopsis of it. So Final Blue, I'm catering to, I mean, those are one of the audiences I'm trying to cater to. Like, I know I'm not the only one who's ever made a such and such retrospective or a such and such synopsis, but I just want to be one of the ones that, like, I could do a whole series on Final Fantasy. Maybe somebody like you doesn't have the time to like just replay these games that came out almost 40 years ago. I want to be that, like, if someone's new to something, I want to be like, you can experience that game through a video. You're not going to see every possible thing. I'm not going to say every little, you know, I'm not a completionist, but I kind of describe it as like just getting like the prime meat, you know? Older Pokemon games are so expensive, I find it ridiculous. I was able to buy half of my games before it became expensive, especially when they were so cheap in Japan. Yep. I remember that era well. Like, so much stuff was like dirt cheap. I vividly remember I bought a GameCube. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. With my first few paychecks in the Navy, I was like rebuilding my collection because I sold so much stuff when I joined. And I totally regretted that. And I remember going to buy a GameCube and being shocked. I bought everything. I bought a GameCube, 2 controllers, the Game Boy Advance player with the disc, everything. I swear to God, everything worked. Came out to like $60 USD 10 years ago. So that's like $40. And I was like, that's all it is? And the guy was like, yeah. Like, we're trying to get rid of this stuff. Like, he's like, you know, a lot of this, he's like, if it's not like, if it's not like in a sealed case, like as far as value, I mean, he's like, it's not really worth anything. I was like, good for me. I like your videos. You have a great perspective in video games. Thank you, Lily. Appreciate you saying that. I remember you posted a new video every 2 weeks. I honestly thought that was insane output for essays. Well, Final, I'm still I'm actually kind of in that phase still. It's been about every 2 weeks. But I'm leaning towards, I'm getting closer. Okay, I think, especially if I want to make the videos longer, I would like to get to a place. There's a YouTuber, I think his name is Dungeon Chill. My girlfriend, he makes similar content to me, but in the horror, and he leans more on the retrospective. I kind of do like half retrospective and half like my personal playthrough, because I think that adds like a unique factor that nobody can have my experience. You know what I mean? And I think that adds something special that I can offer. Is like, nobody can have my experience. I can't have Dungeon Chill's experience of what he did, you know. That's kind of cool. Like, every player gets to have their own unique story. But he posts very good videos every month, and I'm like, you know, that sounds like a great amount of time. Sounds like he can play a full game at a leisurely pace and enjoy it, and still have maybe, you know, if a game takes you only a week, you have 3 weeks to make the video. That's plenty of time. My biggest issue right now is that I'm having a tough time separating my personal time in content. So, for example, whenever I hang out with my girlfriend, I'm able to shut off everything and I just enjoy my time with her and we can go do whatever. I'm not thinking about content. But whenever she's not around, every day is a work day. Every single day. Even if I don't stream, it doesn't mean I wasn't making thumbnails or like writing script. And I do it from the moment I wake up. I have a little lunch and I do it till I go to bed, basically. And I think usually the only time I have to myself that I give myself is like right before I go to bed, I'll play like a little bit of Balatro or something. That's the dream, and the fact that you don't pressure yourself of growth or games, so you can play what you want and enjoy instead of being stuck on one game no matter what. I agree. That was like when I first started. I love Pokemon, and I like playing the game still, and I like making content on it. So I'm probably always going to make Pokemon content. But that's because I want to, you know? But I'm glad, and I feel like I'm being rewarded that I've taken chances on non-Pokemon content, because ultimately, I want to be one of those channels that could just, you know, like, kind of post any game, and you build an audience that's like, well, I just want to hear his perspective, whether I agree with it or not. And I feel like I'm getting there, and it's super exciting. I love when people are like, oh, I started watching your Pokemon videos. I've never played Final Fantasy. I'm like, perfect. That's exactly the kind of content or comment I want to see. I bought a GameCube in college with Mario Kart Dash and Final Fantasy Chronicles for about $60. I gave them away, and when buying a GameCube again, it was way more expensive. See, yeah, it was like $60. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I got away with robbery. I even remember the LGS I went to, or it's not an LGS, I guess. It was just a retro game store. It was Pensacola, Florida. It's so crazy that all of it is so expensive now. I don't fault any. I wish more people would get into emulation, to be honest. So that they can experience these games. But I know that, like, I do think emulation is getting much more accessible. I mean, the process was so easy to put emulators on. I had 2 Steam Decks I gave one to my girlfriend, and I put emulators on her Steam Deck. And I was telling her, because she was watching me, and she thought what I was doing was impressive. I'm like, no. I'm like, this used to be a little bit more complicated. I'm like, they made it so streamlined now. I'm like, trust me, like, you could have done this yourself if you just, like, put on a YouTube guide and just had your Steam Deck next to you. I was like, you could have easily done this yourself, I promise. You Pokemon fans need to start showing up on the Mercenaries video. The Mercenaries, you know, thank you, Eon. You and I will die on the hill of that video, and I'm all for it, and I appreciate you. It's okay. If I was thinking more strategically, I should have done the Mercenary videos, like, I should have done the video on that, like, 2 years from now. Microphone muted. Can anybody hear me? I saw Mario Kart Dash at a retro game store this weekend. $55 with no case. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me before I go in. Mike's good, okay. Final Blue Man. Retro gaming was absolutely hosed by investment bros, right? It's not even people that are enjoying the hobby for the most part. Oh, okay, I got you, Ewan. Only thing that sucks is trying to emulate consoles that require multiple screens like 3DS. Luckily, hacking those is stupid easy. Yeah, Final Blue. So I know what you mean. Most of the DS games I played were Pokemon. You don't really need the other screen for that. You don't need it in terms of, like, interacting with it. You can usually just use the regular controls and it interacts with the bottom screen the same way. But my girlfriend wanted Cooking Mama, which I'd never heard about. But I said, you know, because I was like, while I'm here, just tell me some games you like. And I could put them on your Steam Deck. And she's like, Cooking Mama. I was like, okay. And then she's like, you should play it for a few seconds. I was like, okay. And I did. And of course, she was laughing at me hysterically because I was bad. But it used the bottom screen a lot. It's one of those games that uses the bottom screen like more than top screen. But, you know, I've always thought about that, Final Blue. I'm like, Nintendo should have just kept doing that because it would have made emulating forever, like, miserable for Nintendo games. Because it would have been like, you always have to, like, jump through hoops to make it work or, like, have a second screen set up or something like that. I'm like, you know, if they would have just kept doing this, it'd be hard to emulate Pokemon, or emulate Nintendo games. Ooh, let's talk about, have you guys ever heard of Lost Odyssey? Apparently one of the people who worked on Final Fantasy made Lost Odyssey, and it was on the Xbox, though. Or the Xbox 360, and I have it. I did not remember this, but there's a sticker on this Lost Odyssey box that says, Microsoft company store purchase not to be sold. Purchased by, and then it has an employee number that's blacked out. And I bought it from Stupid Geeks, which is my buddy from high school. He owns a game store. It's pretty cool. Oh, one of the specialties of his store, by the way, he like, usually when he buys games, he want, like, if you're gonna sell him a game, they don't have to be like perfect, but he was like, I want the manuals, I want bonus discs. I want everything. So look, I bought this from his store. And then, by the way, the way he runs the store is amazing. He will only do like a 20% markup. So it doesn't matter if imagine this is worth $200 online. If he bought it for $60, like he'll sell it for like $80 or $90 or something. Like I don't know what the math is on a 20% markup, but he only goes for a 15 or like a 20% margin on everything, which is crazy because you go in there expecting you're gonna have to drop all this crazy money and you don't, and you end up buying more stuff, and he pushes inventory even faster. It's great. The Final Fantasy creator directed it. Yes, okay. The actual Final Fantasy 13, yeah, I'm familiar with it. Playing Pokemon Rangers with a mouse was hell. But yeah, I'll do Lost Odyssey at some point. What do you guys think about you know how some YouTubers that do retrospectives on a one series, they'll make like one big video for it, like they'll stitch all their videos together. I think it's gonna be hard to do that with my Pokemon videos because the series is like never gonna end. But with Final Fantasy, I'm gonna try to edit the videos to make it easier in the future, to make them a little bit seamless. Because I don't want to do like the certain things that make it kind of jarring. I want it to seem like one video. Like you'll be able to tell it was multiple videos, but I want it to kind of be seamless. Anyway, what I'm saying is I kind of have it in my head. I'd like to do the first numbered Final Fantasies, the first 10, and I'll stitch together a big video and just post it like that. I haven't done that before, and I kind of want to try it. Sukugachi was kind of giving up on making full-blown RPGs. Can you tell me more about that? I'm not familiar. Is Sakaguchi the like the main creator of it? The research I did for Final Fantasy was like purely to talk about when the game released and stuff. A supercut, yeah. I think for my Pokemon videos, like my style has already changed a little bit, and my mic audio has changed, and certain things. I think it would be too jarring to do it for my Pokemon videos right now, but I think for my Final Fantasy videos, I foresee myself using the same mic setup for a long time because it was quite expensive. It's not what you're hearing now. This is the only mic that works when I stream. My really nice mics for some reason don't work when I stream. Feature-length film. The original creator of Final Fantasy, he mostly directs mobile games now. Ugh. Why? Sukugachi is essentially John Final Fantasy, so when he accidentally made a movie that was really bad, it bombed in a way that ruined the company. Oh, damn! Are you talking about that first Final Fantasy movie? You know, I saw that when I was a kid, and I never even saw any or played any Final Fantasy game at the time, as you guys know. But I remember, I think my stepdad, who was like he loved movies. I think he had played like, Final Fantasy 1987, and was like, oh, I want to go see because I don't think he had played like Final Fantasy 6 or 7, the ones that have like a little bit more of a futuristic twang to them. I remember going to see the Final Fantasy movie, and I'm a kid. I see cool graphics on the screen. I'm like, whoa, but I did not understand what the hell was going on at all. But I remember the day we went. I remember the theater was actually pretty popping. So when he left to move to Hawaii during the production of the movie, he stayed there and made his own company to make like a few RPGs here and there after leaving as a fall guy. It's interesting. It's a recent game he made for the damn Apple Arcade of all things. Apple Arcade. He decided to make a game that after playing Final Fantasy 6 on stream, I think a few years back. That's kind of a cool story, to be honest. Last console game he made was Final Fantasy, which is okay. What was the last Final Fantasy he directed? He's the reason Final Fantasy 4, 6, and 7 are as good as they are because his mom died. Oh. Technically 6, but he was with Square all the way through 10. Is it weird to feel intimidated by 6 and 7? Because I feel a little bit like... Right now I have like no fear of playing 1 through... or 2 through 5. But I know how much like 6 and 7, how big they are and like how much it means to people. And I'm like, what if I like... You know, I don't look up anything. I'm just gonna play and give my raw thoughts. It's like I'm like scared. They're huge games, yeah. Those ones I feel like are going to be projects that like probably take a month to make the videos, play through them and make the video. Thanks, Ewan. I think you're right. I think if the game is good, like, for example, I never beat Majora's Mask. I definitely played it, but I never had beat it as a kid. That was such a special time when I played that game, and like, it definitely resonated with people. I still get people, to this day, people say that how emotional they feel by the end of that video, and I'm like really proud of that. Please understand, I say this with complete humility, but it's like, it's almost, it doesn't seem like I'm, how am I capable of doing that? I never thought I could do that. But I look back and I'm like, I watched the end of that video too, I'm like, man, how the... Internet... I mean, really, it's the games. I mean, the game did the work. I'm just talking about it, but... Internet acquaintance of mine just beat Final Fantasy 6 the other day. His first non-MMO Final Fantasy, and he enjoyed the fuck out of it, yeah. I love playing Final Fantasy 1. You know, there's a few comments that are like, oh, this is just such a watered-down experience. This isn't like, you know, RPGs got so much better over time. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they did, but I say in the video, like, pretty much I've only played Pokemon as JRPGs. So this is a great place to start for me. I want like a slimmed down experience, and then we can add things to it, you know, over time. Damn, they cook him. Hopefully nothing bad happens in the series. When you can tell me, like, without spoiling story stuff, but like what, because I do get a lot of those comments too of like, I love Final Fantasy, but I hate it at the same time. Like, just enjoy it while it lasts and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm totally ignorant to that. Like, what is It's a 1987 game, of course, the watered down experience. Yeah, I said in that video, I was like, I'm not here to like, oh look, game design was so dumb back then. Like, just where it was. I'm actually glad I can see it through a lens of like, is the game fun? And it was fun for me, so. Next time, just start randomly asking people if they ever beat Shin Megami Tensei 3 as a joke. What's the joke? The stream died on Twitch. For me, it's still working on Twitch. But sorry about that. Is anybody else having any issues, like on the YouTube stream? Well, don't phrase it like what game where it went downhill. Phrase it like, I don't know. Never mind. I'd be curious about your thoughts on Final Fantasy VIII when you get to it. Well, I'm already gonna have an interesting because so many people are like, oh, you know, you're about to play Final Fantasy II. A lot of people are like, don't listen to the noise, just play it, see if you like it. And like, apparently Final Fantasy II is really controversial. But I'm going in with nothing. Like, I know all I know about that game. I do remember when I was a kid. I remember my friend Josh. He was a Final Fantasy fan. I never played, but he was like, randomly he brought it up. He must have wanted to talk about it because he just randomly brought it up to me. But he was saying, you know, Final Fantasy II. You know, I really like it. It's got this job system, but like everybody else hates it. Like his other Final Fantasy friends at school, I guess, hated it. That's my only memory. I've never even seen the game played before. Thank you, Eon. Final Fantasy turn-based fans only play Pokemon or Final Fantasies, and they don't play all of them somehow. Well, I can understand that, because I'll tell you one thing. I remember seeing Final Fantasy VII, and I was actually, you know, not during its contemporary release, like, it was years later. And I like, you know, because it has, like, the ATB, right? Where it has, like, the timer and stuff. And, I remember thinking, like, I don't like that, because, like, I want to, like, think about my turn, and I want time to, like, you know, and then I know it goes into, like, a real-time action game. And it's interesting because so many people have insisted that, like, well, that's, of course, nobody wants to play turn-based games anymore. And then you have things like Yakuza Like a Dragon that, like, did crazy well, and it was turn-based. And it went turn-based from an action game. speaking of Yakuza or the Like a Dragon series, I want to get into that too for the channel because God, did I love the first hour of Yakuza 0 is so incredible. I just want to talk about that so bad. Unfortunately, the series kind of gets into jokey, kind of loosey-goosey jokey after that. There's definitely some serious moments, but the first like hour of Yakuza 0 is so... I thought, I was like, I wanted to go out and buy all the games, so I was like, if the whole series is like this, I already love it. I'll say about Shin Megami Tensei 3. The game will kick your ass if you don't prepare or utilize your tools during battle. So if I play the SMT games, is it kind of like Persona where everybody says just start on 3? If I play the SMT games, should I just play 3? Games that are boring and turn-based are forgotten by time. Expedition 30D did really well and was turn-based, right? I think there's space for everything. Although I wonder if it's an age thing. I wonder if what the average age of people who played Expedition 33 are. I'd be curious. I mean, my hope is that it's actually a younger audience, like 20s and younger or something. Because I love turn-based. I think I'm gonna like the action ones too, though. I think the biggest hurdle I have with gaming is I just really don't like multiplayer gaming. So if I ever have to play games where it like leans on multiplayer experiences, I'm like, meh. Yakuza 0 is the trip. First hour of Yakuza 7 was also really good. Okay. I just, dude, because so I've only played up to Yakuza 3, and my gripe is that, and I know it's what the series is, but I feel like it gets less and less like serious over time, and it becomes more like jokey with like Majima, and I like him too. But if you're like me and you started with 0 because you wanted to like play chronologically the first game, like in the universe's timeline. First of all, Yakuza 0 rules. Sweet. But the first hour of that game is so intense and like nail biting, and the tension is so ridiculous. I'm like, oh my god, I know why people love this series. This is so good. It's like a movie. It's so badass. And then as that game goes on, it was like kind of getting jokier and more lighthearted, and it kept doing it as, you know, Yakuza 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh. And it was like, it was still fun. I was still liking it, but it was just different than what I thought it was based on the first hour of Yakuza 0. And I was like, oh man, because like, this is still cool, and I like Majima too, but I wasn't ready for that, I guess, or I wasn't anticipating how it went. 1 and 2 are SNES era dungeon crawlers, but I mean, is that fine? SMT 1 and 2 are just cock and ball torture simulators that aren't worth playing without a guide. SMT 3 through 5 are readily available and generally the height of the series. Okay. Eon Kane, have we decided what version of P3 I should play? Damn it, I meant to do quick attack. Reloaded. Okay. It will please Daddy Atlas. If you want, you can use that video as the first part and variations style video. What does that mean? Where you go back and talk about the main differences in each version. No, I don't want to make a video like that. I don't like that. I like the new singer lady. I've been listening to her a lot because I have not played through the full games yet, but I've been listening to Persona music since P5 came out, and I like the new singer lady for 3. I think she's really talented, and I like her voice. I'd honestly say Persona 3 FES if you want more of the time playthrough. Although Reloaded isn't bad at all. Okay, so here's the dilemma, and I think Eon knows this, but Final Blue, you may not know this. Because whenever I can, I try to have like a sub-theme to the video. Like my sub-theme for my Ruby and Sapphire video was like Masuda was under a lot of pressure. Not every video has that kind of sub-theme. The sub-theme for this video, or a Persona 3 video, would be... when I was a kid, I was like... my friend recommended me playing Persona 3 way back in like 2006 or 7, whenever it first came out. And it sounded so cool. But like I remember a cool kid overheard him talking about it because he was like, "Oh, like the characters will like shoot themselves to like summon their persona," and there's like another kid who was like a jock. He's like, "Sounds gay," and I was like, I was so trapped by like socially trying to be cool that I was like, "Yeah, that does sound dumb, dude." And the truth was, it did sound cool. But then I never played Persona because I was like, I don't want people to call me gay. So I never played Persona, but now I'm an adult, and I'm like, I'm playing whatever the hell I want. But I want to mention that in the video. But the reason why that is an issue is if I play Reloaded, that's not the game he was talking about then. Like Reloaded is a lot different than FES, right? I like when she does the classic tracks, because I've listened to the original singer too. I like her on the classic tracks too. I'm all for the new lady. What is that song? I don't think it's from Reloaded. I think there's like a spin-off game. That song, Don't? Oh, Don't is such a... Oh, that song is so good. I want to listen to it right now. I experienced that with some more niche games back in high school, yeah. Well, and I don't know how old you are, Final Blue. I also remember gaming in general. The only cool games you could play that nobody called you gay for was if you played like Halo. Like if you played Halo, you're fine. You could still be cool if you played Halo. But everything else you had to like hide. Like I'd go to Tech Club, or if I was just with my nerdier friends, we could play whatever we wanted. Nobody was judging us. But like if you were like in the lunchroom or in a class talking about video games, you had to like talk about Halo. And I liked Halo. No More Heroes. Which one is that? I never heard of that. The Answer DLC for 3. Oh. Why are you not loading? I did a speed test on my internet. It says I have some of the fastest internet in the country. Doesn't seem like it. You're 30. Then you lived through that era. I remember, well, at least in my anecdotal experience, it felt like by the time me and my class were seniors, it seemed like gaming was like fine. Like you could play what you wanted, but like I feel like when I was a freshman, my senior experience felt like the 80s. Like it was like the seniors were still like being dicks, and then there was cool things and you had to adhere to the cool things. By the time we were seniors, I felt like my class would talk to lower classmen all the time, and it was like not an issue. Like it used to be a stigma, but we hung out with anybody. And I remember being able to be openly play what you wanted, and it didn't matter. Battlefield, yeah, COD, yep. No More Heroes are a bunch of hack and slash games. They're made for Wii, made by the creator of Killer 7. Oh, I recognize Killer 7. FIFA always had the streets. Okay, hold on. Yeah, obligatory. Yeah, you could also play sports game. That was manly. You know, it's funny. The older like American football games used to have like RPG aspects to them, and like football fans used to play those games. But then as years go on, they water those games down so much. It's like it's all about Ultimate Team and stuff. Shit. Eon Kane, Color Your Night is a great song too from Reloaded. It has a very 90s vibe to it when the background singers are going, hey. It's cool. A 17-year-old brother-in-law talks about anime and Genshin Impact Fortnite with his friends all the time, and it feels so weird. Why does it feel weird? Oh, you mean that, like, you wouldn't have talked about it all the time in your youth? Dude, if you liked anime when I was in high school, you're getting your ass kicked. The only thing you could like was Dragon Ball Z. But if you liked other anime, oh, you got your ass kicked, dude. For sure. That's so funny. Now I'm like re-remembering that. I'm like, dude, you for sure would have got beat up. Final Belief, same. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I love it. I'm an extremely casual anime fan. But I think it's way cool that it's like... And that's the thing. I think so many more people did like that stuff back then, but it was like socially a stigma. Like, I will admit, I'm still in a phase where like, I won't say who, in case he's watching. It's someone in my life. He likes a lot of the high school anime stuff, but we're in our 30s, and I think I look at that and I'm like, but what can I say? I'm playing Pokemon still, like, so I'm not gonna judge. But I'm saying, but I look at that and I go, The only thing about Genshin is Lisa and Yellen, everything. And by the way, how can I say that about him or her when Persona is playing characters that are in high school? So it's like I can't really say anything. Now we've got Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man in the cinemas. We've come a long way. I hope they do good. I think that stuff's cool. That has motifs from the best song in Persona 3. Chainsaw Man's goated. Everybody needs a character flaw. Look, boys. Wesley's all grown up. Back in my day, you'd have a Naruto movie in one theater for one day in the entire state, and you were satisfied with that. I remember my local theater did one of those Yu-Gi-Oh movies, and I I went alone to see it. I was the only person in the theater. I didn't care. Demon Slayer outgrossed Pokemon. The first movie in the States broke the record. Okay, my only retort to that was, I wonder. No, I can't say that. I mean, I went to go see the first Pokemon movie, but I wonder, like, how many. You know, there's a lot of factors we're not factoring. There's a population difference now. There's an interest difference now. All right, let's teach Wesley a move I've held on to for a long time. Like an hour. Eon Kane, but I love the Persona 3 singer, though. I like her, too. I like when, I forget what song it is, but the song where she says relationships, when she sings it live, she says relationships, and she does like a sailor salute. I'm like, that's cool. That's smart. The meme Livid with Reloaded is you can upload the video on March 5th, and the algorithm will do the work for you. Why? What happens on March 5th? Oh, let's go get one of these Pokemon a haircut. Water Pokemon everywhere, yeah. Nobody... Typhlosion's not going to have a weakness anymore. Boomer OST syndrome. I like the OST, the original, but I just dig. I dig the new singer for P3. I think she's really good. Haha, our first victim, level 10. Dang, I forgot to. I should have came here earlier. Sorry, Slowpoke. I love that. You know how some animations are just so satisfying? God, dude, the Thunder Punch is so satisfying. It just looks so cool. P3R, why do you want me to play with my girlfriend? I do like playing games in tandem with her because I have someone to discuss it with. But also, it's good for if I want to keep doing a series with her because I can use the footage from my playthrough for her video. So right now she's playing Blue. I'm not gonna have much footage for Blue. I'm actually thinking I'll reach out to a YouTuber and see if I can use some of their footage for a Blue version playthrough. Excuse me. But when she plays Gen 2, I could probably use some of this footage for that. We'll see. I'm sure she's not going to choose Cynthia. You know what's really cool about Spotify is when artists upload like videos to the song itself, like it's showing scenes from. I'm listening to Persona 3 Reloaded, it's showing scenes from the game. It's pretty cool. Girls like Persona 3. You know, the more I think about what you just said, the more that kind of makes sense. It's like a modern game. I think she'd like the stories. I think she'd like characters. I'm gonna do haircuts for Togepi. We have to raise all of their happiness at some point, so... And Togepi is one of the friendship ones, so... I didn't know that you could catch this wild. I thought you had... Wow, I thought you had to get this a bug catching contest. This is a pleasant surprise. Get in the damn ball. The cat wants out. cat lover livid. No, it's not my cat. It's my roommate's cat. She's nice, but she's normally very grumpy, but she's taken a liking to me. She loves my room. She thinks it's very special, but what she loves most about my room is that it doesn't have two rambunctious children, because they've got their son who's like in first grade, and then his cousin, and it's Veterans Day, so it's the day off for them, and they're going. I mean, it's just a zoo up there. And I know anytime the cat comes down near my room, she's like, get me away from any chaos upstairs. So I know there's like, anytime she comes to my room, I'm like, oh, are they disturbing you? And I let her in. She hangs out. So she's been in my room like the last like 8 hours. She'll probably be back too. Putting Paris away because I need a surfer here soon. What's up, Sacred? How are you? Pokemon needs to do more foreshadowing. In like Gen 10, they need to talk about some legendary Pokemon that comes in Gen 11 or something. That stuff's always cool. Why'd they give me 2 eggs? Well, one of them is an Eevee and one of them is an odd egg, but we don't know what's in it. This is like the first time I've ever seen my mom buy a doll. I swear to God. I swear every time I do this, like, she never buys me those cool, unique items. That's pretty special. Even though I've never played SMT4, I've seen meme that you can die in the tutorial fight if you aren't careful. That's pretty cool. I like it. So, isn't there, is it SM, come here. Damn it. I don't care if you guys see this. Fuck it. Isn't there SMT? Oh, sorry, I can't use acronyms. I have to spell it. Shin Ma. Oh, I own the third one already. See, this is how crazy my spending. I'm sure this is on discount, and I coughed out the money. Is this version of the game really good? It has a 93%. What about the other ones? Are the other ones... Merciful difficulty. What does that mean? Does that mean easier? It's only on 3DS. How much... Can you run the Intel? How much would it be to buy the physical version of SMT4? SMT5? What is it? Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, I remember Shimika. Yeah, I remember 5. I have this on my wish list. Oh, this looks so cool. I can't wait to start playing like the Personas and SMTs. Until they remake Forest Sting on 3DS. I remember back in the original release of Silver was stacked. I always thought that was the coolest thing back then. Is it all up to Luck when she buys the stuffed animals? Because that actually stood out to me. I was like, I've never seen that like text dialogue for me. I'll suffer like a man. She gets you a Charmander doll if I remember correctly, and a big Snorlax doll. That's her final gift. Okay. But isn't there like a Pikachu doll too? I'm done with another long day at work, looking to kick back and keep going with Gen 4 Pokedex. Well, you gonna hang out with us? $20 or $30 isn't bad. I mean, I don't mind emulating it, but and it might be easier just for recording purposes. But SMT 5 almost makes you forget SMT. Oh, V5 was booty, so definitely get Vengeance. Oh, are you is it confirmed they're making a remake of 4? I think when she hits a saving amount, it activates. Ah. What do you mean I can't buy it? They delisted it on Switch. Was it only released digitally? When I said emulating, I meant sailing the 7 seas, brother. It's now the only version of the game you can buy now is Vengeance. Oh, sorry, you're talking about 5. Sorry, I'm sure the delay is driving you crazy. It's not confirmed, but it being trapped on a 3DS like they're trying to milk the fans. I'm going to talk to my girlfriend about maybe playing Persona 3 when she's done with Blue. The only thing is, like, I kind of wanted to play Gen 2. I want to see how her video with Pokemon Blue does. The ones with her in Vegas aren't doing great, but I also kind of was like, these videos are so easy to make that, like, eventually if one of them gets attention, I think they'll retroactively get some views. What am I doing? Oh. One thing Heart Gold Soul Silver did good was involve the Kimono girls in the plot. Yeah, that was kind of cool how they showed up throughout the game. One of my runners-up for favorite Pokemon Gen 2 is Lantern. I've always loved it. Ho-ho! Sure, I'll use my lure ball. Nice. Its antenna, which evolved from a fin, have both positive and negative charges flowing through it. It's pretty cool. Well, now we have our surfer. And before it doesn't work. I enjoy her vids. Nice getting a fresh take on those games through new eyes. Crazy that we all experienced the Quarry Junction Deathclaw. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like them. You know, they're not meant to be like super edited. You know, it's more like a podcast with like images. But I wanted them to be like that because I wanted some other thing I could kind of regularly upload when I could. That was easy. Just to have something to upload if maybe I'm taking a while to make the next video. And I think our banter is fun. She's funny. She's charismatic. Her perspective is also hilarious. Like, I think it was either Wes or Eon Kane that was when I was talking about her one time. It was like she basically wanted Mojave and Nintendo. I was like, I use that bit. What's up, Meatwad? How close am I to Renton? Close. What's up, Meatwad? I'm close to DSP. Does he live in Renton? You know, I guess I knew that. I think I actually did know that. I think in one of like Turkey Tom's. I never made the low tier god video. What was I? I vaguely remember talking about that. It was a really long time ago. What other name did you used to go by on, because I know YouTube changed everybody's name. I might remember you. You talked me out of it. Yeah, I mean, I think back then I was just trying to think a different way. Like, I like talking about certain topics, but I mean, you raise a. I think your point back then, if I remember correctly, was just like you draw in. Oh, Surfboard Charlie, yeah, yeah. You draw. Well, Meatwad, I didn't know what you meant until I watched a video on DSP actually, and I learned about his detractors or trolls, and it opened my eyes. Like, you're right. They're like, they get like defensive, and they get like. Here's the craziest thing about DSP's detractors was I never realized that the people who make it their life to troll people, they're like very disturbed themselves. Like DSP's, like there was some video, maybe it was Turkey Tom or something, where some other content creator like was kind of making fun of like DSP's detractors and like had them on a podcast, and they were like so much more pathetic than I ever would have imagined. And I was like, they actually made DSP look better. It was weird. I was like, oh my god, you're either a drama channel or you want, yeah. I'm not. I mean, I don't know if you saw my ZA video, but there, you know, I got people who had never seen my channel are like, oh, you're making rage bait content. It's like, the thing is, if I wanted to, I could. I really could, and I would actually make more money and grow quicker. But that's not what I want to do. So if you ever see a video where I'm negative, it's like, I mean, you can call me what you want, but just know I have it within my power to make drama content consistently, more frequently, probably get more views, but I don't want to do that. So if I have criticisms about a game, it's not some grand conspiracy where I'm hopping on a trend. It just might mean I don't like the game. Some of them are pretty sad. Yeah, I'm not making like a blanket statement, but the ones that are like, there's ones that are like, it's crazy. Because the game stinks. You know, it's funny. I mean, I rarely ever think about the guy, but I saw some, you know, with like DSP and Wings, there's always these like reaction channels or channels that kind of throw clips of their streams. I did see that he got like no donations. And I didn't know he was playing ZA though. It's weird because like I think the only people that were giving him money were his trolls, which is strange. I think he said ZA is his game of the year. I think that's the best endorsement for why I don't like that game yet. whatever DSP finds to be incredible, probably not a great game. I'm not great with his lore, but like, what was the Street Fighter game that he played that like made him think he was like a world champion? It was like an obscure version of like Street Fighter 2 or something. It's a mentally handicapped person that donates to him a lot. That is kind of sad. Livid, did you know about how the time he was playing Persona 3 and he quit in the game on the final boss? What? Why? He got that far and quit? Oh, I used him as an example when I was explaining things to my girlfriend about modern like mobile gaming, and I was explaining to her that like I explained how DSP liked that WWE game, and he spent like $50,000 on it to be like #1. And the craziest thing was he wasn't using that for content. Why didn't you make that into content? But okay, I know the answer. The answer is because he didn't want to, because it'd be very clear he was like paying to be the best. And he didn't want to make content out of that. He got 4th place at EVO 2005. So not even 1st place. So he got 4th place at 2005 playing PS1 version of Street Fighter 2 Turbo and has rode off that high ever since. Right, but wasn't that like a little meme tournament at 2005 EVO? It was like a little side gig or something. He got charmed by the boss in NPC. The PS1 version is infamously bad. That's so funny. Could you survive a flame wheel? He beat the other Americans and only lost to Japanese players, so he claims he was the best Street Fighter player in North America at the time, but the version of Street Fighter is scuffed. That's funny. I wish him well. What's Chris Chan been up to? Does Gino still make videos on Chris Chan? He garnered the nickname the ATM for how many bets he lost playing Street Fighter. That's so funny. I have an idea. I remember that. I remember when they were going to beat him up because he was talking a lot of smack online. That doesn't work, by the way. Even if you beat up DSP, like, that would never work. And I know that because, I mean, I'm not proud of it, but my roommate can confirm this. But there was, in high school, we had this little weasel of a guy. He used to talk shit online all the time. It was like, he was so insane at it too. I mean, he'd say the most vile stuff, and he used to do it all throughout high school. And then he couldn't really ever do anything because he'd hide behind teachers and stuff. Well, as an adult, one time, this is when I was in the Navy, and he was talking a lot of smack, and talking physical smack too. Like, I'd kick your ass and all stuff like that. And I know it wasn't true, and I was like, I don't want to get my hands on this kid. And one time I was on leave, and I was in my hometown, and I was driving. It was like very dark, and I was driving by, and I saw him on the street, and he was alone, and I was alone. I was a young man at the time, so I slam on the brakes, left the car running in the middle of the street. I walk up to him, and I'm ready to go. I was like, "Hey, motherfucker, remember all that talk?" And he was trembling so bad, and I still suspect he peed himself too, because he kept putting one of his hands down low towards his pelvis, and I was like, and I felt such pity and sympathy that and I never thought I'd get like that, because I wanted to kick this guy's ass so bad, but I wanted him to try to hit me first. And he crumpled, right? So he was like, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, you're right," and I was being an asshole, and I'm sorry, it's just, and I was like, don't talk to people like that anymore, because he wasn't just doing it to me, he was doing it to my friends, and my female friends too, and saying bad things to them. And so I let him go, and I was like, all right, but you're gonna stop? He's like, I'm gonna stop, bro, seriously. I was like, okay. So I get in my car and leave. I go back home or back to my duty station. I'm not home. What do you think this guy starts doing again? And I was like, these people, little weasels like that, that's what they do. They just talk. Christian got interviewed by the Game for this year. He still has his weird self. I don't know what is left of him. Also, DSP rage quit Kirby Forgotten Lands on the final boss and claimed it was like Dark Souls. Why does he get all the way to the... Because isn't Persona 3 a super long game? Why wouldn't you just finish? Alright, let's see what the egg is. Let's see if it's shiny. I can't tell from this. I don't think it is. Nope. Nope. He played Persona 3 on easy mode too. He just got super pissed. It's so funny. What's up, Rozzy? How you doing? Oh, guys, you know what video I was gonna do was all in-game trades as like a video. I thought that'd be cool. And I've actually got so much of it done already. Not only would it be all in-game trades, but I was gonna transfer all of them up to Pokemon Home, because I think I've done all the Gen 1 and most of the Gen 2 trades, and then I just gotta keep on moving on to like Gen 3. That'd be kind of cool. I kind of got the idea when I was making the first video of this. Go watch the video of DSP bankruptcy, hearing that he straight up commits bankruptcy fraud and got away with it. I remember that. My favorite Pokemon of all time? Probably Venusaur. My favorite Gen 2 Pokemon is Heracross. What about you? No. No, Venusaur. My Little League soccer team was called the Charizard, so I'm partial in as well. That's pretty cool. I used to coach a Little League team called the Demons. We won the championship. Always been a champion. You don't know anything past Gen 3. How'd you even find me, Sir Poor Charlie? Like, what videos were you watching? How you found me? Was it just the early Pokemon videos? Ruby for life. Ah, Pokemon Stadium. Nice. Those are fun times. Like, since I've been streaming a little bit more consistently, I remember when I was doing, like, Ocarina of Time and the stadiums, that was fun. A lot of Stadium back in the day. I played it, like, when it had first come out. Didn't play a lot of Stadium 2 till my video. You were one of my coaches. You never played Stadium 2? Wow. I think I'm just gonna teach Typhlosion Strength. I mean, what else? What other slots am I really gonna use, if I'm being honest? It's a special attack-based Pokemon. Or, sorry, a special-based Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can learn Earthquake. Dela Cruz, what's up? How's life? How's the child? How's the game store? What was I doing? Checking the stats. Checking the Flosion stats. Yeah. I'll just get a... You got COVID again? Jeez. How you feeling? Baby in store good? Nice. Do you ever play in your own store, De La Cruz? Like, do you ever play Commander or anything in your own store? The moveset's quite limited, yeah. Well, that's why I was just going to teach it strength, because it can learn strength, and it's not that big a deal. I mean, really, its best moves are going to be the whatever fire attack it knows and Thunder Punch. Not going to use them for much else. Feeling yucky, but my body hurts less than yesterday. I play standard, but I haven't played commander since having the baby. You play standard. Whew. Is your husband into all the same stuff? I've been getting my girlfriend into Pokemon recently. And Magic, actually. Guys, she's actually, like, good at, like, she learns so quickly at Magic. She actually beat me, like, straight up legit beat me. We were playing my commander decks. She likes dogs in real life a lot, and she likes Fallout now. So I got her the dog meat Fallout deck, and I was playing my elephant tribal deck. He plays commander. Smart man. Dela Cruz, I was even gonna stream a little bit of Powered Cube until I realized it's like a huge scam. You have to 3-0 to, like, there is no breaking even. I was like, F that. And it's Phantom for 1,000 gems. I was like, dude, that's such a ripoff, dude. So, I missed this whole cycle of Cube. It's sad, because that's like it's my break from content. Whenever Cube comes out, I like take a break. Enjoy some Cube. Eon or Wes, I did not know that. I was telling my girlfriend, so on blue version Wes, I went and got the TMs from the Celadon game or store from the girl, and I was telling my girlfriend how, like, I never knew this was a thing. Until recently. I'm like, these games are still teaching me new things. And she's like, wow, really? And I taught her Blastoise Ice Beam. And she likes Clefable, and I taught it Tri-Attack. Post E4 on Crystal. So, I guess if we beat it here soon, I could go teach him. I mean, he'd learn Flamethrower at 60 naturally. What's up, Onio? You're addicted to the Pokemon Game Corner? What are you trying to get from the Game Corner? Do you have to interact with the Suicune encounters to progress the story? I think you might have to. Like, progress the Suicune thing. Just this fight. Yeah, because I think you could skip that encounter on the route to Olivine. Well, I don't have the cutter, so I'm not going to do it. I've seen the Sudowoodo route too, by the national park side above the sign as you came in the national park. What? No way. Do you think I could go there and see it now? Like, does it just stay spawned there until you encounter it? I don't remember it being on that route. That's new to me. This is a silver Pershing household. I never knew I was in the minority on silver and gold. I feel like everybody likes silver, and I was always a gold player. Makes me wonder if it had other spots too. If you're sure you saw it at the Sudowoodo route, I've never seen it there. But if you think about it, it's like, why would you, if you're gonna like, if you're progressing across a story? I mean, there's a lot of reasons you could go back down south again. But if you are just like playing along with the story, it's easy to miss if it's on that route. The underwater vibe. I think I always, when I saw Ho-Oh in the anime, before we knew what it was, I was always like so mystified by that like when Gold and Silver came out, like I want to know, I want Ho-Oh. That's what I want. I think I said it in my Gold and Silver video. I played so much Gold, I genuinely did not know there were sprite differences for Gold and Silver. And that's why I played Silver for that video. Because I was like, I was so used to seeing... I was used to the crystal sprites because they moved. But I wasn't used to the silver sprites. So I wanted to play it for the video. And it was so weird just seeing... It felt like almost like a ROM hack of like... Oh, play with different sprites or something. I was like, I'm not used to these. I need Pokeballs. Oh, I kind of like Wish they kept the different sprites thing. I remember begging my friend to bring his SP to school to see his Sapphire sprites, only to see they're the same. Yeah. I guess that's probably why I didn't remember it like that, is because they never did it going forward. Like for the accompanied versions. I think it's crazy they didn't have moving sprites like after Crystal for every game. Like it took Emerald coming out before it was like a standard. I'm like, that's, come on now. Each of the 300 moving is kind of insane. I don't know. I think if you say that, then you can't complain about them reusing assets for Sword and Shield and Forward from X and Y. Then you're not allowed to complain about that then. Oh, can you imagine? They'd have to animate all the Pokemon they've ever done if Sword and Shield had, you know, that's that like defending Dexit stuff. I'm sorry. I don't think. I don't think the... Oh, man, that would have taken... Yeah, like, good games take effort. Holy shit. Then if I was peak at perfection, did you hit the faint animations? Yeah, Gen 5. Don't get me started. You already know that. Eventually they made the sprites never stop moving in Gen 5. No sets are complete. I agree. Both of them are so badass. Oh, my girlfriend actually talked about that. She goes, are there Pokemon that are just like objectively bad, like their stats, like they're never gonna be as good as other Pokemon? I'm like, yeah. And I was so happy because she was like, she's like, really? I don't like that. And I was like, I don't like it either. You know, I'm sorry, but I thought it was, she picks up on those little things. I'm like, that I agree with, you know? Because like I've always kind of hated that, like, not that Pokemon have different stats, but like the allocation, you know, oh, his base stat is like 520 and another Pokemon's is like 420 and another one's like, you know what I'm saying? So it means that like some Pokemon just like competitively aren't viable. But I did tell her, I was like, you know, when you're playing casually though, you could play with whatever you want. It's fine. Like, you'll get through the game. She's like, oh, okay, that's good. And I was like, yeah, it only really matters for like competitive. You can truly have a team of bad competitive Pokemon in a casual playthrough and you're still going to be fine. You'll beat the game. It might give you some more difficulty, but hey. Sometimes that's fun. Ooh, I meant to get what do you call it? Great balls. I'll be right back. Cat is back. I think the kid's cousin is staying over, so the cat's like, let me stay down here tonight. Whoa, a shiny Pokemon, guys. What a surprise. I don't think I can survive a Thunder Punch. And yeah, I was like, that looks like a critical. I don't know if it can survive, but I want to see if Chinchou can lay a Thunder Wave. Ooh, if it gets bit one more time, I think it can. No, Dragon Wave's just gonna kill it. I think Rage does 40. Yeah, damn. Well, I tried. Can't wait for 2028 when you talk about why you did not vibe with Max Payne 3. Do you think I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that? First try, dude. I'm so cool. What a cool guy I am. I like the first two Max Paynes. I'd like to... I mean, you know where I'm going with this. I'd like to make videos on those. Hi, Lance. I will get flack. Dang, dude. What do you think people... Play devil's advocate. Why do people like Max Payne 3? Well, I just want to say that I like the gunplay and like the animations of Max Payne 3, and the action is fun. I just don't get anything out of the story. I just don't get it. Like it feels like a... I don't know. I truly think the story feels like a weird like DLC or something. Like I can't get... I don't care about these characters. Max is interesting due to his past, but that's about it. the first glance, the story feels like, you know what's so funny? I've never heard that analogy for that game, but that is so good. And yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. But when you replay it, you might get the story because you missed stuff. So you think it like I've missed stuff, like I didn't grasp what all the story had to offer. I'm biased, so I listen to the title theme music a ton, and the one Brazilian favela as much as the "you're turning humans into glue" speech. Young Kane, did you watch the Dan Houser on Lex Friedman podcast? I watched a few clips. Pretty cool. I've never met somebody that go to price after the 4th gym. Is that the correct order? I know I do it out of sequence, but I don't know if that's the out of sequence thing. I think you're supposed to like it's like the steel chick. I think you're like supposed to battle her, then price, then I'm not sure. I know I do it out of sequence though. We can look after this. Like I always do it out of sequence. That's not intentionally, it just feels like the way I do it is like more natural. You don't like dance style? A lot of people just head west, yeah. Oh, it's possible. Got you. Yeah, I think like GTA's best story was probably what, GTA 4. I want to play the GTA's. I'm thinking about just starting them next year. I'm trying to figure out. I've been thinking though, like I've never beat GTA 3, and I've been wondering on like how I want to do that. Because I also want to play like Liberty City Stories, but should I play like GTA 3, then play Liberty City Stories, which is a prequel to GTA 3? And the same thing for Vice City and Vice City Stories. I'm listening to Tool right now, Lateralis. Screwven. The gameplay regressed because of all the unique things in San Andreas. You mean San Andreas introduced a lot of features that would not be carried over into later games, or what? Vice City, my beloved. I love Vice City too. I'm excited to talk about Vice City because to this day, and it probably will never happen like this again. It was the only game I was obsessed with that was like a scary obsession because I had played at my cousin's house. I didn't have a PS2. I had never played a game like GTA Vice City. I didn't grow up playing GTA 3, so Vice City was my introduction to that style of game. And I just was like, it felt like you could do and go anywhere. It truly felt like that. Like when you can beat up random people on the street and hookers and stuff, it's like truly you can do anything you want. I was like, I've never played a game like this. I don't know how old I was. I mean, it was probably around the time it came out, like what, 2002 or something. And I remember I was trying to find any excuse to go back to my aunt's house. And then the operation was extensive, though. I had to not only go to my aunt's house, but I had to find a way to get on my cousin's PlayStation, which he didn't want me playing. CJ had stats that you can influence shooting, weight, clothes. a sandbox in every sense of the word for first time. I agree. Flock of seagulls. No, GTA San Andreas was dope, dude. I remember. That's the thing is like, don't you feel like every time they add more RPG aspects to things, like people end up liking it or reminiscing on it better? But all that seems to happen is they always take features like that away. Like they've given. I know they showed the main character in GTA 6 like working out. I think that's just like a cutscene. Like I don't know that it'll be like robust with like building muscle and doing all this other stuff. I don't know that it's going to have any of that. I see it being like a mini game or something. And I think the focus is going to be like, it's going to be like GTA 5 in the sense that like the story is like kind of there, but the focus is going to be on GT or on online. Which sucks because like I liked GTA 5. I just didn't feel like, I feel like I liked it just fine, but there's so many things they could have done for offline mode, and I would have even paid for it. Like if they would have added like empire building things with all the money you made and stuff like that to the main game, that would have been dope. But I know I'm obviously a minority in that. I'm super small minority that like, oh, I want to do like more with the game, but like offline. They put a Latina in the game doesn't mean I'm going to buy it, but all these people saying that they will buy it for $100 should. Why would you like Latino women? I think it's kind of interesting doing like a Bonnie and Clyde thing because I don't know what you could relate it to, but I liked the heist thing of GTA 5. I thought that was really cool. Like the switching of the characters, I thought was actually pretty innovative. How like you could just like with a few clicks, it just, you know, I thought that was pretty cool, and I like the heists. And I think that they're gonna do the heist thing, but with these two characters, and it's gonna be like a Bonnie and Clyde thing. I'm like, I think that's pretty cool. But I just think that there's so much potential for those games to have like non-story elements to make it feel really deep as far as the gameplay, and I am not confident that they're gonna do it because I'm sure like GTA Online was still an experiment when they first revealed it and utilized it. You know, because it came out like a year or two after the original, right? But now I feel like probably all of their thinking went into making it online. So while I'm sure there is going to be a story, clearly, I just think that now when they developed it, it's like probably the story was something they finished a long time ago, but a lot of their development focus and angles have been towards probably the online aspects of the game. Game should not be more than 60 unless it comes out with an art book and OST physical. Yeah, I know. I watched somebody mentioned it on a short, but it's funny. When they went all digital, it was supposed to none of the cost saving went to the consumer because that was the argument Do you remember when they first started doing digital sales? They were like usually $10 cheaper than they were physically. And that seemed like really fair because physically you used to get like art books or like the manuals were kind of, very useful. It used to come with something inside. But then physical games became just the shitty case with just a disc in a little paper, like usually just to advertise their own thing or something. And then digital became the same price as physical. And that's the savings in like, cutting out the middleman, reducing the cost of making the packaging the game and all that stuff. None of those costs saving measures went back to the consumer. Because why would it? You're going to buy the game anyway. Fuck you. Fuck you, pay me. I really hope they take advantage. Why Cyberpunk was actually good and actually write good characters this time. Well, Cyberpunk initially. I think if it wasn't CD Projekt Red, that game probably would have never got fixed, though, right? Like, if it was any other company, they'd be like, no, like look at Anthem. They were basically like, we're gonna release a half-baked, basically unfinished game, and if you don't keep paying us money, we're not gonna finish it. And that's exactly what happened. Everyone tried to log in, so no one could log in. It was around 1 a.m. Everyone would... I remember... I don't think I remember the day GTA 5 released anymore, but I remember on Halloween, because I think earlier in October, GTA San Andreas had came out. I remember it was Halloween, and a lot of us couldn't get the game. We couldn't get San Andreas when it came out because our parents wouldn't let us play it. And I remember there was these really cool younger adults that we went trick-or-treating to their house. And when he opened the door to give us candy, like the three of us saw them playing GTA 5 or GTA San Andreas, and we just didn't say anything to him. We were just like, and then finally he goes, "You guys want candy or what?" And we go, "Yeah." And then I was always like a bold kid, and I was like, "Can you just like let us watch for a little bit?" He's like, he's like, "Sure." And we just watched him play for like a minute, and then other kids came up behind us, so we're like, "Okay, we're okay," thank you. We're like, "Oh, look, it's so cool." Yeah, booklets. I mean, it's non-existent now, right? It's just you just get that little tiny paper inside, and usually it's like some kind of like hazard warning, like don't eat the case, or it's like it's just a little ad to buy some other product that they have. It's really unique how games won't let an online shop for the first few weeks, and oh, do you think it's like a strategy? It's weird. Like, I don't think I just don't think I had a PS2 at the time. Because I had an original Xbox. I think it came out on original Xbox too. I don't know. I only got like 1 or 2 games a year. So I'm pretty sure I did get San Andreas eventually. Yeah, I mean, I did because I beat it several times. But so my parents didn't care what I played. Like I remember they let me watch Pulp Fiction when I was like 10. It came out on the 362. What's San Andreas? It says platforms PS2. Well, I know it came out on at least the original Xbox. PS2. Yeah, I knew. Yeah. So that's why I didn't play it when it came out that Christmas or that October, because PlayStation 2 in 2004, with versions for the Xbox PC following in 2005. The game was later re-released in remaster versions for the 360 and PS3 in 2014 and 2015, respectively. Wait. Re-released in remastered versions for the 360 and PS3 in 2014 and 15. That's like the end of their life cycle. Because wasn't it 2014 PS4 came out? Definitive Edition was released for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series XS in 2021. I didn't know there was like a remaster for 360 though. That's interesting. When I do my videos, I'm not fucking playing the definitive editions or whatever. Pulp Fiction Elementary School. Yeah, I look back. I had a pretty dysfunctional upbringing. I had too great of parents. I mean, luckily, I definitely was an anomaly. I should have been way more messed up than I already am. But yeah, they let me travel my entire town. Like, literally, I had the only restrictions was to the river and to the sea. Just joking. To the river and to the railroad tracks, which was next to a busy highway, and I could go anywhere in the town I wanted to. Which I look back on that and I'm like, I would never, if I had a kid or if I was in charge of a kid or watched like a nephew or something, I would never, like you get the street in front of the house where I can see you is as far as you can go. I don't trust people. God, I just think about it. Like one time I went to like a raging river one time and I brought a backpack full of toys. I had to go like six blocks on my bike to the river next to a raging ravine. I was like playing there with like Transformers. I think about that now. I'm like, what? So crazy. What was I doing? I had a friend who had it on 360. Odd that it had such a late port. That is very odd. I mean, I'm looking at this now. It had a port in 2014, 2015. That's, I mean, maybe it was to like, because GTA 5 was coming out. Because I think GTA 5 came out, what, 2015? Can I just say, by the way, my Final Fantasy 1 thumbnail looks fucking great on, like, on the phone and on TV, by the way. I'm sorry, but I'm so happy with it. It just, I brought that up because it'd come up on my phone. Oh, Google AI must have lied to me. Those dates make much more sense. Oh, you're saying GTA 5. Yeah, that's... I'm so confused then. Wes, are you guys allowed to have guns in South Africa? They gave you the 80s parents treatment, yeah. Pretty sure that was Thief, right? Yep. Oh, dang. Yeah, Wes, I did. Sweet. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to call it there. Tomorrow, pretty sure we can beat the Elite Four. I'm not sure if you can catch Ho-Oh or Lugia before that. It'd be nice, because I kind of need... I hope it's Lugia. I forget which one you catch, but I hope it's Lugia. So I can teach it something ice-based to kill Claire and Lance. I'm just going to leave here so I can save.